This was Kaizer Chiefs' plan against Zesco United. And before we even get started with the video, you need to understand what Khalil Ben Youssef said. The target was clear for us to go back home with 3 points. We did not come to enjoy great football. That says a lot about what this competition wants, which is sometimes you just have to grind results and play a certain type of football that some people have termed mud football. So let's look at how Chiefs played mud football to win against Zesco United. Hello and welcome to the Cutback with me, Umpilo. Here we talk about football, tactical analysis, and we analyze Chiefs, Pirates, and Sundowns. So do make sure to subscribe if you're interested in the tactical side of the game. Right. So let's go straight to how Chiefs started the game with how they want to play from the back. You'll notice something. This is a normal way that a team would shape up like Chiefs when they're building up from the back, because you see they have numbers, the three center backs, multiple options. They have the two pivots in midfield. You're thinking, okay, there are options to progress the ball. But what this also does, it means that Zesco will now push a total of 4 players to try and press. It's actually 5 players. There's one who's not showing on the camera. But Chiefs are not doing this so that they can have multiple numbers at the back. But what they were doing this for, however, is to make sure that they make all of these Zesco players come deep, because now that means with one pass that Peterson has played, he has eliminated 5 Zesco players, and now Kaizer Chiefs can find themselves in this situation and they're attacking. And Zesco players are now defending, facing their own goal. So it's more about getting forward as quickly as possible. If you look at this second example once again, you can see that he could have made a very simple pass. Undlovu is unmarked, you can play the ball to him, who can lay it off for Kweneka, and then Chiefs can attack. But that's not what it does. Instead, he just goes long, and who is he going long to? He's going long to Pulemudi. And once again, if this had been successful, then Chiefs once again are attacking with 4 players, while Zesco are also defending with 4, because they've committed a lot of these players up front in order to try and stop the press. So this is the plan. Now, if we also look at the diagonals that they play, you have Umfundo Vilakazi here dropping to that position. In any normal team that is trying to play the ball like how you'd expect Chiefs to play, that pass goes back to the keeper, we start afresh, then we play the ball back up. And even Miguel, you can see here, Miguel is actually pointing and telling Umfundo, hey, pass it to the keeper. That's the safer pass. But now it's programmed to their minds that no, try to get forward as quickly as you can, because there's that space that needs to be attacked. But there is a missing piece, even though this is sort of what they wanted to do. You think that a better idea is that if Chiefs are playing these long balls, since Silva is the target man, you expect people who are going to, receive the ball behind him to then start the attack. But then when I looked at it, I realized that this is by design. It's not a missing piece, because what they're actually trying to do is, once again, you see, there are no 2 players behind in front of Silva, but they are actually behind Silva, because what Chiefs are trying to do is attack the space behind the back line. So Silva's job is to just flick the ball over so that they can attack space. If you don't believe me, look even in this chance. You can see that the people are actually one Modi behind him. You see Kaizer Mayo behind him, and you also see that Umfundo Vilakazi is also behind him. And in many other clips that I was watching from the game, the setup is the same. The attackers, which is not conventional, are not, or the people who are supposed to play the second ball, are not just behind the striker in terms of he can chest it for them, but they're actually making runs into that space to attack it. You can see here again, they are there so that if he flicks the ball over, they are ready to attack it. And what you see again when Batman came on, it was still the same thing. This time around, it's Lilepo's about to attack the ball, and look at Batman's run. He's making a run in behind because the plan was to flick the ball to him. But that has not been perfected, and since they have committed themselves to playing this kind of football, you will then expect the Chiefs will be playing this kind of football going forward. Because there was another quote besides this one, there's another quote of him saying they've told players to just play football that's going to win them games rather than football that is going to be beautiful. Because once again, we know that fans just care more about wins rather than how the team won. If you tell a fan that, oh, your team won, but they were not great, people will say, no, you suck. You're just jealous. You are being negative. So this is how the team wants to play. This is how the coaches have come out in public and said, because that's exactly what they're doing. Now, let's look at another situation. Early on in the match, Chiefs looked like they were aggressive. They were trying to press, especially when there were back passes. And when they did this, is because they were trying to avoid having to compete for aerial duels. But when there were aerial duels, you will see that Chiefs were also there and they were coming out on top when it comes to these aerial duels. Everywhere on the pitch, you saw this. And if somehow Zesco were able to attack Chiefs, look at how close the midfield line is to the defensive line. These are your defenders, Kuneka, Miguel, and then Umodi is there, Umtutuzi, I'm not even sure, yeah, I think this is Umtutuzi dropping. And then you see Njuguti, that space, they're not allowing anything. They're not allowing anyone to receive the ball between the lines and do any damage. So they are very tight and they are very much doing what Chiefs has been doing of late, which is make sure that they do not allow teams much time on the ball, especially in their own half. Like here, this guy looks like he's free, and obviously the obvious thing that's going to happen, he's going to receive the ball. But in the interest of making sure that he does not play the ball, Miguel then has to step up and make sure that he disturbs him, and Chiefs have now won the ball, and they can now start their counter. So what to expect from Chiefs going forward, even in the league matches, it's simple and straightforward. They're going to be kicking the ball a lot. So for those of you who don't like that type of football, well, it's coming. And it's coming even in the league, because let me tell you now, as a coach myself, one thing I know and that I have learned even in my short time coaching is that, or even see on other professional coaches who know more than me, is that it's easier to coach, kick the ball forward, play the second ball, than to try and teach third man combinations, to try and teach the technical side. You touch, you move into the space. These are the zones we attack. This is the shape we're making. This smart football that they're going to play is still going to be pretty much have some sort of a plan in it. Like I showed you how they're planning to flick the ball over for the runners. But it's not as detailed as protagonist football. But that's what fans wanted. Fans want wins, so the coaches are promising wins. But how do you think this is going to work for Kaizer Chiefs? You let me know down in the comment section below, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.